Welcome to Swing State, where we explore the art and science of leadership, resilience, and purpose in motion. I'm your host, Mina Johl, and together we're journeying through turning points, inner calibrations and recalibrations, and breakthrough moments that shape exceptional people. Each episode is a deep dive into how individuals not only stay steady under pressure, but actually swing forward through it. Today's guest exemplifies that spirit. Christopher Ofenor is a program manager at Bruce Power, one of the world's largest nuclear power facilities, and is a proud co-owner of Vine Eye Care alongside his lovely wife, Dr. Maureen. Chris has previously worked with global giants like Shell and has his roots in Nigeria, a master's in oil and gas engineering from the University of Aberdeen, and a management certification from Duke University in the USA. Chris brings a rare blend of technical depth and people-centered leadership, and his journey from energy systems to purpose-driven people leadership across continents and industries speaks to exactly what this show is about: resilience under pressure. So let's get right into it. The mindsets, the pivots, the practices that keep Chris in motion in a world that doesn't always follow rules. Chris, your story spans continents, disciplines, and industries. For our listeners, can you take us back a little? What were some of the defining moments that shaped who you are today?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely. I often say that my journey is a mosaic of both courage and grace. One of the things that you probably don't know about me was that I had slow development as a child. I didn't read until grade 10. But one defining moment I remember, it's what I would term the power of hidden potential. My mom never gave up on me. Mom with prayers, with school and extracurricular lessons, she actually turned the way I saw life around. I went on to finish high school as one of the best in sciences. I did an undergrad in electrical engineering. Then in 2008, I went to Scotland to study oil and gas engineering from University of Aberdeen. So definitely one of my most defining moment in my life is it's the power of hidden potential that my mom saw in me. Another defining moment too is what I call the power of community. So when I got to Scotland, it was the first time I'd been on a plane, and it was the first time I was going to the Western world. It was all new to me. The Scottish accent was really, really thick. I couldn't really hear what what was said most of the time. But then again, home is where you make it, and you always find your tribe in places that are foreign to you. So hence, I met new people that helped me, encourage me, and ensure that I finished my master's degree. Those are the two defining moments I can think of.
So wonderful. Thank you for sharing those um, embedded stories. What you've gone through was very raw of being in a place where you're trying to learn, but things take some time to evolve. And also when you're in a different environment and you're trying to embed yourself, but then again, it takes time, it takes community. You and I share, interestingly, a background in oil and gas. And then we had a bit of an overlap when we worked together in the nuclear world. You've been in nuclear much longer than I have. Both the industries are very different, yet very similar. How did that transition come about? What did you learn from making such a pivot in your career?
To be very honest with you, I can't say I had a grand epiphany about clean energy. The honest thing is, my company was shutting down. I needed a job. Bruce Power came calling, and I took the opportunity. But that opportunity, I will say, has been one of the most fulfilling in terms of giving me work and family life balance. It was initially tough for me because I came from a fast-paced, agile industry into one that was more measured and methodical. Initially, it was so frustrating for me because it took like forever to get decisions made. But over time, I have come to understand that the reason behind that kind of pace, and at Bruce Power, like for example, where I work for most nuclear companies, safety is number one value. And it's not only a value, it's a discipline. Everything is built with layers of reviews and defense in depth to protect people, plants, and the community. And beyond that, one of the reasons I love working for nuclear is not just about energy production, but also it's about the life-saving isotopes we produce for cancer treatment around the world. That pivot has taught me some important things. One of them is that the industry may look different from the outside, but the core remains the same. People, purpose, performance. It doesn't change from industry to industry. I realigned with a deeper sense of impact, and I have carried my values and adapted it with me every step of the way. Thank you.
And what I know of you, to you, leadership means embedding yourselves on the good days and the bad days. It means authentic influence. It means driving people wholly, soul, body, and mind. It's not just about existing in a common office for a certain number of hours, but I've seen you do things for your team, guide them along and motivate them when the pressure that you have from, the business and so on is to not focus so much on being a good human being or an influential leader or somebody that drives the team, but to just get things done. And so in that pressure, you've been resilient. Can you share with me what you do in your own time to build that resilience?
Absolutely. Oh, wow. That is an awesome question. Resilience is the ability to adapt, recover, and grow stronger in the face of challenges. And for leaders, the onus is on us to have the following things I'll list out briefly. Number one is cultivating a growth mindset, right? It's shifting the perspective of instead of why is this happening to me to ask yourself, how is this happening for me? If you know me very well, which I know you do, I'm a very positive person. So instead of focusing on the negative, is that something we can hold on to celebrate? For my team, for example, we use what's called the recognition tracker. And I usually like starting every meeting or most meetings that I run with a recognition. Is there anything that we've done well? Has anybody done anything well? Let's recognize that and celebrate that. Another thing again that I do to build resilience too is building strong relationships. So, for example, I'll say my number one relationship is my wife. We're really, really close and she's really, really supportive. But apart from that, is building what I term my square squad, which are a certain individuals in my life that add value to me. Because to build resilience, you need someone that would always lift you up. The world and the society we live in, it's always demanding. People are always taking from you. You need the right people around you to support you. Another thing that I do frequently too is taking care of my body. So in the last 5 years, I have never missed a consecutive day of going out very early in the morning for my walks. Walks are usually a time for meditation, prayer, and reflection. And usually almost on a daily basis, I ask myself, what version of Christopher is showing up at work today? What version of a father is showing up today? And what version of a husband is showing up? I usually do that and find to not only work my body, but also work my mind. Practicing self-awareness. I need to understand my triggers. I need to know what my emotions, I need to understand how to manage that in the sense that when there's a crisis in the office or crisis in life, I am making sure that I take deep breaths so that I can respond instead of reacting. Then one of the most important things I learned recently, Mina, too, was slowing down to the speed of joy. When difficult or challenging times come, whether it's in the office or whether it's in life, the temptation is to react. And most times when we react, the result is usually mistakes. So I've been trying to teach myself and grow my mind to slow down to the speed of joy, slow down to gratitude, like what fills my cup, by slowing down to instead of always being on the go.
You spoke about so many wonderful ideas. You spoke about the power of both complexity and uncertainty that drives people to do things that a less volatile environment would not, or it prevents people from doing things that have an impact on their own body and mind that, again, in a stress free environment would come as natural thought. And balancing both the negative and the positives in a situation that is continuously evolving. I think that is where leadership comes to be, because you're constantly pivoting, but at the same time, you're looking back in yourself and using that mirror reflection of time to show you the good, bad, and the ugly so that you can pick what you need and either make flowers out of it or plant new seeds. And you've had this mindset in the 1 year that I've got a chance to meet with you and understand you more deeply. Very fortunate to have that time with you, Chris. What is a mindset that you think, when you graduated out of school or when you stepped into your career early on, that you had that over the course of time you've had to completely rewire? Was there anything like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. And being in a leadership position, I'm telling you, it has shifted a lot for me. So you know how I told you I had what we call, if I was in Canada, I probably would have been diagnosed with slow development, right? So finally, when I don't know, don't ask me how it happened, when there was a shift in my life, right? All of a sudden, my identity was how well I performed in school. So I always wanted to be the best. I wanted to always come first in the sciences. That was what drove me. I always wanted to be the smartest and the most technical in the room. But over time, this is where my mindset shift has happened. Over time, I have learned that influence and impact comes from listening more, empowering others, and asking better questions. I'll be honest with you, it has changed everything for me in the sense that I, as a leader, always want to create space for my team to excel in the sense that bringing forth their best ideas. Remember, when I took my leadership role, my current leadership role. Initially, I was like, I always gave my technical input to things, growing my mind, and I was like, you know what? Every time I give my input, that's what the team goes for. So now I'm usually the last person to speak. And when we're synthesizing ideas, I'm always telling the team, I'm like, whatever idea you guys come with, 90% of the time, I know it will be good enough for our team. So for me, it's redefining success from thinking in the to thinking about the whole team and ensuring that everyone on my team is growing in one shape or the other. Thank you. You mentioned a thought. You used the word synthesizing ideas. I have not come across another leader who has used similar vocabulary when talking about their meetings with their teams. And in knowing you, I've understood that you value impact, you value service as both a leader, as a community member, and I reflects very clearly through the way that you speak about family that at home as well, what drives you is to be able to create an impact as a husband, as a father, as a son, potentially as a brother. What does building legacy through service look like for you? How are you going to get yourself on that path, even when you steer off? You know what, Mina, I think this is one of the most important questions you've asked. You've asked great questions. It really talks at the heartstring. Maureen and I, you see, I think it was two Christmas ago, we asked ourselves this question. We knew we're going to be turning 40 soon, and we're asking ourselves what legacy really meant to us, right? To me, legacy is not about title or trophies. It's about how people feel when they leave your presence. So being intentional. One of the things, I'm going to talk a little bit of Vine Eye Care. One of the things that we've been doing at Vine Eye Care, for example, is we've created spaces where kids wanting to go into medical school or go into optometry will come in to be mentored by Maureen. And one of the ways we've been giving back to is to ensure that they're not just coming to shadow her, that we're also compensating them for that time. It's not a business strategy. It's not a business idea. It's just a way of giving back. Because one of the things we noticed when we moved to Bruce County was it was hard to get doctors. It was hard. There were not enough eye doctors around you. So for me and Maureen, over the last 7 years, is um, with her talks in the high school. It's looking for those people that we could mentor um, to be better people for the next generation. Another thing again, talking about community services, I don't know if I told you this. We have an adopted daughter. She's going to share a story, but long and summary of it is I work in the community through various churches and non-profit that we support. We've been able to meet people that we've mentored. My daughter is going to be graduating from law school in June, and that's just an amazing story. Other stuff we do in the community. So I'm part of a youth group that mentors and encourage high school students in kindergarten. I could go on about legacy, but in summary, mentoring, community building, service initiatives. For example, I remember last year I participated in a new build for Habitat for Humanity, right? Those are what fulfillment means to me. That's what that keeps me alive. That's what energizes me. Rising tide lifts all boats. What that means is that as we grow, everyone connected to us should go up with us, should grow with us. And that's what legacy really, really means to us. So we're always looking for opportunities to encourage. We're always looking for opportunities to mentor people. Like even at work too, I have a couple of people that I mentor to just to see them becoming the best version of themselves. Like that's incredible. I can't even express the joy one gets when you give back. And Mina, if our world could give back 1%, the world would be a better place. Thank you.
I 100% agree with that 1% from whatever it looks like from our perspectives. You shared another wonderful thought, Chris, which is when the tide rises, everything rises with it. And you also mentioned, which essentially says that when you can't find what you're looking for, be it. And so I really commend you and Maureen for being the people who bring knowledge to generations, especially as we are getting into more a disconnected world with education and knowledge and everything powered by AI, but even loneliness is powered by AI these days and disconnection is powered by AI. If you were speaking directly to a young professional, maybe someone just beginning their career or someone going through a major transition in their life, what is one piece of advice you'd want to leave them with?
That's a powerful question. When I reflect on my life, I think one of the major piece of advice is don't rush through the process. Don't rush past the lessons in your process. It's so easy for us to want to move from one season to another. But this is a powerful thought. Learn to listen to your life, connection with self, right? Connection with yourself. We talk about building connection with people, and that's important. But one of the most powerful connections that you need is a connection with yourself, understanding your emotions, understanding what feeds you, understanding your purpose for life, on most importantly, understanding your values. If you're just starting out your professional career, look for a job or look for something that aligns your work with your values. Because every time your work is not aligned with your values, there is usually conflict, right? And remember that your voice matters even before you feel ready. Show up, keep showing up. Thank you.
Tremendous. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Chris. Thank you for your candor, your clarity, your conviction, the way that you're building a community both at home, at Bruce Power, wherever you will go, and in your surrounding areas. Your story is a reminder that things may not always go the way that they should, but if you have resilience and if you put your value and your heart in believing in people, then you have all the answers. It is about learning to hold steady and swing forward anyway, but it's having faith in the people around you. And this, for everyone who will be listening to this podcast in time, I think will be one unanimous message from Chris and I is build that community. Put people first. To our listeners, if today's conversation resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. It helps to grow the community and helps us all stay curious, grounded, and learning in motion. This has been Swing State, where we explore resilience under pressure, one authentic story at a time. Until next time, keep your stand strong, your swing ready, and your purpose clear. Thanks so much for being here, and we hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as we did. Have a wonderful day.